Hello, hello. I want to bring you a segment on the Chinese cars. South Africa has been flooded with a lot of Chinese cars in recent years. And this could actually be more to the legacy cars having to outprice themselves or overprice themselves. So the Chinese have interrupted the auto section. So my observation has been that the Chinese have seen a gap and they moved into occupying the space in terms of affordability because of their cars are well priced. I am not a car journalist, and I wish not to represent their views or say much on what they would feel like it's their take and their expertise to do that. I am an observer, and I have seen that car journalists in most instances, they spend 5 to 15 minutes, telling us about the cars that are coming in from China and how good they are and all that. Granted, China is now the leading electric vehicle manufacturer, and they are occupying that particular space as, the government regulations across the world is moving into combating the gas emissions. So every week in South Africa, we're seeing a new model coming in from China. I'm not sure if China is overproducing these vehicles. That could lead to, a problem in future in terms of overproduction and lack of storages and all that. I just don't even know how many countries do they supply or deliver their products to. But speaking of the South African market, China is fairly represented. And our legacy cars in this day and age are now facing closure. So it is an issue that needs, everyone to actually indicate their experiences. If you have a Chinese car, it would be very important to hear what people think and people say about the cars that they might have bought or that they might have been given by companies to, drive. What is the experience like? It would be very important to hear what the experiences are in the comment section. We are bringing you this particular information for us to share because, as I said, that journalists spend 5 to 15 minutes in cars. Is there any review of cars that have reached almost 40,000 to 100,000 kilometers? How does it feel like? What are the teething problems? What are challenges in terms of mechanical or breakdowns that they might have experienced, and what has been the service like? Pardon the wind. It is a bit breezy, and the wind is blowing heavily. I hope that you can hear me. I want to understand because there are cars that have this meshed grill. Do they let the insects in up until the radiator section? What is the problem in terms of paint works, how people are feeling, the Apple CarPlay in the cars. How is everything going from 40,000 kilometers upwards? What are the challenges that you face, and how is your issues resolved? And the other issue, I hear that Chinese batteries are of a different kind. You can't just replace it with any other battery. You walk into a battery center and you buy a battery and replace the one that you have. What is the turnaround strategy in terms of addressing these kind of challenges? Do they have the field workers or technicians who would wait for calls and you go and you call and they come and assist you wherever you are? People not getting challenges in terms of having to wait for parts that needs replacing. What is the turnaround like? I mean, I would like to hear more in terms of people who already are owners of of the Chinese vehicles. It is very much important that we talk and understand. This is just the first segment of what would actually be bringing you. There would be other topics that we are going to touch on going forward and deal with, topical issues that would, help and assist people in terms of making decisions. But this one is basically on the market having to be flooded with the Chinese vehicles. And this puts, Chinese vehicles, at the front, because these people have actually been competitive. I haven't driven a Chinese car myself. Let me also confess when it comes to that. But it is important to note that there are lots and lots of cars that are produced from China, and they are flooding our markets, and we are going to see a lot happening going forward. I really wish to thank you. Subscribe and share with friends and families. All-in-one network, signing out, Aubrey Mokhase.